Put your hands together and welcome Dr. Prakriti Poddar, the Managing Trustee of Poddar Foundation. A big round of applause, my friends. Thank you.
Yeah. Hello. Namaskar. Can everybody at the back hear me? Great. I want to first take this opportunity to thank everybody that's encouraged me to come here, especially Sri Nanak ji, who is also a doctor but never uses it. So thank you, Nanak ji, for actually encouraging me on this platform, and for Rahul Karaji, who's actually believed in the fact that I should be here and talk to the students of MIT WPU in this global summit. But more importantly, I want to take a minute to thank Dr. Vishwanath ji. I've been a big fan of his teachings, and you've seen a lot of the books that he's written, and he walks the talk of inclusion. He doesn't just speak like a lot of people who go out there, they just speak. He's actually walked it, and I'm honored and humbled to be part of this great experience in transforming the university into a peace university. So thank you so much. But as you know, no transformation is possible without challenges, and no transformation is complete without hurdles. And our professors here have actually disrobed their entire belief system and training processes and taken on a new robe where they have converted themselves from just professors to professors and gurus who now transcend that knowledge and provide you the platform of non-judgment, where you can actually question existential beliefs. You can question yourself. You can question your thoughts. You can question society. And this truly makes for an awakened citizen. And when there is an awakened citizen who is walking through the lens of peace, who is looking at a value-based system of understanding, he is bound to bring about peace in mankind. So I'd like you to actually congratulate each other for being here, because without you being here, we do not have future leaders who will take our teachings and convert it into building a society which is harmonious and peaceful. So thank you very much for being here. Thank you. So our goal really is what I've termed in a very short format is HAL, which is harmony, action, and love, not just for yourself and obviously your crush, but for mankind. Because we often limit our understanding of peace only to ourselves. But unless we transform that into society and create ripples of society who believe in harmony, action, and love, we cannot create peace. I want you to repeat the 3 key words. H for harmony. A for somebody is listening. L for not just for yourself, but for everybody else around you. It has been said, and I will quote, "Since wars begin in the mind of men, it is in the minds of men that the defenses of peace must be constructed." And that is exactly what this university is doing. We're not trying to do it, we're doing it. We're not trying to talk it, we're doing it, we're talking it, we're moving forward with this. And we have a clear focus and a clear mission that once our students leave this campus, they go into any job, any entrepreneurship, any social inclusion work, and they create peace because they are the torchbearers of peace. Peace. Peace is a word that everybody uses. So let me break that down as well. P is for perception. It is your perception of the world. It is your perception of yourself. It is your perception of your neighbor. The E is exploration. Without exploration, there is no search. There is no realization of truth. So your E is your exploration. Your A, as I've mentioned before, is action. Action, because peace is not silent. Yes, of course, it starts with silence and hearing your own voice, but creation of peace is not silent. see as a commitment to this program for yourself, not only when you're here, but in life. Being committed to peace and being, the last one is E, of course, which is engaged citizenship. Without engaged citizenship, we cannot create change. And we know the world out there is not harmonious. And we know that the world out there is not living in peace. And we know that there are certain peace builders, who I call light workers, but there has to be many, many more. And each one of you will take this program to move it into your homes, move it into your communities, and move it into society. So you are not the only people getting affected. So thank you very much for being here, because I understand the change that this is going to create, not only in you, but in people around you. My topic, of course, for the day is well-being, and it's through arts, music, and yoga. How many of you children have started doing yoga in this program? Almost all of you, which is great. I'm going to come back to yoga, but I want to start with the subtlest. The subtlest form is music. We hear sound in our mother's wombs. We hear sound before we recognize sound. So in the Western world, they have done a lot of research on classical Western music and the way in which it impacts us. And we recognize that. But do we recognize the fact that our mantras are created on a meter, and though that meter is the journey to actually changing the way in which we function. When you feel lost, when you feel a little bit undernourished in your ability inside, you need to turn to tools. And those tools are music, art, and yoga. So with music, with the mantras, or whatever mantra that may be, because people talk about guided meditation, they talk about chanting, they talk about giving yourself a keynote and utilizing that regularly. It can be anything, but said in a tone, it creates changes in your frequency, which allows you to function better. So use music as a tool for therapy. Of course, the idea is to bring about an understanding of the Western philosophy, science, medicine, and what their research is, but bearing and shedding light onto the fact that our ancient Indian heritage has always provided that platform. Our gurus had this intuition, and therefore mantras started way before any research on classical music. The reason I want to highlight this is because I know the youth of today finds it very difficult to understand the concept of our ancient heritage, but I want to bring it back for you. So let's move on to yoga. Everybody has been utilizing yoga in the West. They've been utilizing it for blood pressure. They actually give it as a medicine. It's prescribed. In fact, in Pune, we have a research center that talks about the fact that you can actually use yoga to harness your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. But I'm not going to get into details. I'll lose you guys. So let me just bring you back to the fact that in our old heritage, the body is a yantra. A yantra is a vehicle. And our gurus and our ancient leaders, ancient preachers have all known that the body is just a vehicle to get us from point A to point B. And point B is enlightenment, which is not achieved without peace. So therefore, the yantra, the ancient heritage and the identity of the yoga, which creates flexibility in our mind and body, is the next step forward. So from the subtlest, which is sound, to the body, we move into art. You know, I do have a practice where I heal people through music, art, and therapy. And art therapy has been utilized especially by people who find that they're at loss of words. So sometimes they're unable to cognitively describe the pain that they go through. And art comes in as that form. But even when you study art, you are not just studying the picture, but you're going into the mindset of the creator, because it is that mindset that allows you to connect with humans. So when we teach this program at MIT WPU, we bring to you the concepts of understanding human nature first of yourself and then of the other, through arts, through music, through yoga. And I hope that all of you will be focused on allowing for this program and not constantly question why have we decided to put these modules in? Because these modules are essential. It's essential to your understanding of peace. I want to end by saying that this knowledge that we will share is only knowledge unless you start using it. We need the values to be used. We need you to use this in your everyday life and translate this wisdom which all your gurus, your guru cools are going to be giving you, where you can actually get to know yourself. So in deep gratitude to this heritage, to this history, to the history of not only this prestigious platform, but also in deep gratitude to India, to the spiritual knowledge that we have, in true alignment of the spirit through which we come, I'd like you all to stand up for a minute. Please stand up. At the back, please stand up. And congratulate your peers, your parents who've initiated the fact that you can even be here, yourselves, and the fact that all your stars have aligned to be the perpetrators of this peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Once again, a big round of applause for Dr. Prakriti Poddar. Thank you very much for a wonderful speech.